Hey you guys, what's up? Hey girl, hey, it is your girl Tash and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video guys, I have been really inspired lately by the awesome and beautiful Kelly Gooch. If you don't know who she is, I will link her channel down below. But if you don't know who she is, you're definitely missing out. She has kind of an up there a following, and she does a lot of really fun videos that are not just all, you know, makeup reviews and things like that. And I would love it if you guys would go check her out. I got this video idea from her, so I just wanted to leave credit to who I know did the video. I know that she does this one every year, and so again, it just inspired me to think outside the box and go through my makeup collection. And this is if I could only keep one. If you're curious to see what products I chose, then just keep watching. Okay guys, so I kind of put my own little twist on this, and you'll see what I mean if you go check out Kelly's video. I chose a couple of eyeshadow palettes, and how I did this was I chose one high-end palette, one drugstore palette, and one indie brand palette. And then I also said, well, if I'm cheating and I can't do that, this is the palette I would pick. So I'm going to go through those. So for my high-end palette, I of course chose the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes palette. And the reason I chose this one is I love the formula. And there's different kinds of shades in here that are versatile so that you could use them for bronzer, highlighting on the face, as well as do some bomb looks. I mean, you pretty much have everything that you would need in here to create a look, as well as contour the face, bronzer, again, highlight certain areas of the face, as well as those cheekbones. So that's pretty much why I picked this one. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. The next one I picked is from Colourpop, and this is the drugstore palette that I'm picking. And I picked this one because I said, okay, I have nudes. The other palette that I picked, which will be the indie brand one, is more warm toned. And of course, I had to have a cool toned palette. Now, and this is everything that you would need to do any sort of cool toned look, in my opinion. You've also got some more nudes in there. You've got a nice jet black shade in there to really create some depth, as well as some brown and chocolatey kind of tones to really deepen up and make a nice beautiful smoky eye. But again, the reason I chose this one is because it has a lot of more cool tone shades. So I said to myself, you gotta have all. You have to have nudes, cool tones, and then warm tones, of course. So of course it'll be no surprise to most of you that follow me that I chose a Profusion palette. And the one that I chose is the Mirage Palette. The reason I chose this one is because pink is one of my favorite colors. You get beautiful pops of pink, purple, orange tones, those really, really warm shades that you'll probably want to rock around like springtime, summertime, and things like that. You can also, again, this is versatile. You can use some of these shades for blush, highlighter. You've got some glitters in here. So essentially, if you were to choose those three palettes, doing drugstore, high-end, and indie brand, you would have everything that you would need in your makeup collection. Now, if I was only allowed to choose one palette and I could not do it that way, the one that I would choose, and it was so hard, you guys. Y'all know me. I love my eyeshadow. My collection pretty much speaks for itself that is like my all-time favorite product. So the one that I chose is from the company Ucanbe. And I don't think it's any surprise that I chose this one. It is one of my all-time favorite palettes in my collection, and it is a dupe for the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Now the reason that I chose this one is because there is literally everything that you would need to complete a full eye look. You've got some cool tones, you've got some warm tones, your nudes, shimmers, mattes. I mean, it's versatile, it's beautiful, and I would be really happy if this was the only palette that I had in my collection. Now, I don't want that to happen, but if it were, this would be the one that I would pick. And I would pick this one over my Urban Decay Born to Run because, and I know I'm probably going to get slack for this, but this formula is much, much better. And with that being said, if you've always wanted the Born to Run palette, you can check down below in the description box. You can get 15% off at Ucanbe if you want to add that palette to your collection. So moving on to a blush, highlighter, and contour palette. All of these are drugstore. These are the ones that when I was going through my blushes, highlighters, and contour, I was like, I can't live without these. The first one that I picked is by Revolution X Roxasaurus, which is Roxi. And this is the blusher palette. Don't remember the exact name, but the reason that I picked this is it's got all the peachy tones that I would need. And then it's also got a mix of corals, berries, a deeper tone. I mean, this again is so versatile. When you're choosing palettes, you can do blush. You can do eyeshadow with these. So, I mean, there's so much that you can do if you pick palettes that you can use for all those things. So, I think this is gorgeous. It's super affordable, super pigmented. A very tiny bit of this goes a very long way. And I just know that I can't live without this palette. So, the next one that I picked is an essential for me. It has been in my collection for years and years. And I just, every time I pan this palette, I bring it back into my collection. And I feel like these days with so many new products constantly releasing, I feel like this poor little guy got pushed to the wayside. And it's almost like, does anybody even use it anymore? I do. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette in Dulce de Leche. And I love everything about this. It is so creamy. It is under $5. This contour shade is perfect for me. It's not ashy. It's just perfect. I mean, in certain times throughout the year, I can actually use this as a bronzer. And then this yellow shade, I love this shade, especially when I want my nose really, really snatched and I kind of go overboard with contouring it. This yellow shade, so creamy, so soft. It just blends in really nicely and just kind of brings my nose contour together. So love this. The next one, I raved about this for like a year and a half, and it was sitting in the back of one of my drawers, and I actually forgot about it until I went to do this video. So I'm talking about the Revolution Pro Supreme Highlighter, and this one is in metal. The reason that I love these is because, number one, a very little bit goes a very long way. These are super, super pigmented. I'll link the videos down below where you guys can find me using these products, just FYI. These are really buttery and creamy, and I'm wearing one today. I'm wearing the middle shade, and you can either use these as more of a natural highlight if you go in with a very light hand, or you can build it up if you want to be, you know, gleaming and popping and all that good stuff. There's 3 different shades. You can use these as eyeshadows. You can use these to kind of, you know, do a little bit with your lipstick. So if you just wanted to pop some in the center for a more, you know, kind of a more glammy kind of a look, you can do that. And these last all day on the face. These are so good, you guys. They're so good. So I'm going to get out of palettes for now, and I'm going to move into some base products. This, again, was very, 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 very hard for me. So the first product is setting spray. Now, you guys know I'm obsessed with dewy setting sprays. One of my all-time favorites is the Pixie Glow, and I actually haven't mentioned that one on my channel in quite a while. The one next to that is going to be the Maybelline Glass Spray. But I had to think to myself, what could I use in more ways than one, than for just a dewy look? I had to pick the one that's really going to be like a 3-in-1 for me. I can use it to prime my face, and it's going to really prolong that makeup wear. I can use it to set my makeup, and I can use it to refresh my makeup. So this is one that is always a staple in my collection. I cannot run out of this. It is the Maybelline Make It Last Setting Spray. This stuff is iconic for me because in the summer months, it really helps my makeup to just wear all day long. It doesn't allow my makeup to get patchy. It doesn't matter what I'm wearing. This locks it on all day. I love this stuff. This is in the 6 ounce. This is their jumbo size here. And it's actually a better buy to purchase this one than the little smaller ones that I think are like 2 ounces or something like that for $10. This is $14.99 and you're getting triple the amount. So I love this. And you know, as I said before, I really love the dewy look, but I can get that by steaming my face in the sink after I set my makeup. So you gotta pick what, you know, is really going to be the most beneficial to you. So going into some primers, again guys, this was really hard for me. So when I picked the hydrating primer, I always have to have a hydrating primer, whether it's dewy or whether it's just regular, kind of like a moisturizer. So with this one, it was a no-brainer. I picked the Good Molecules silicone priming or silicone free priming moisturizer, and the reason I picked this one is because again, it's a 2-in-1. I can moisturize my face with this as well as prime it, and for me this does a great job at hydrating my skin if I want to wear, you know, like a semi-matte foundation or, you know, whatever the case may be, especially in the summertime. I noticed that when I use this, my makeup doesn't just slip off my face, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you will use a moisturizer, like 2-in-1, you know, like a moisturizer and a primer, and your makeup does not last. It just, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't do that with this. And I love that it's silicone free. I know all the ingredients that are in here. It's affordable. Need I say more? If you guys want to check out Good Molecules and you have not yet, check the description box. There is a link down there. So for my pore primer, now I will say that my all-time ride or die pore primer is the Revlon Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer. However, that one is a little tough to get your hands on these days if you don't have the patience to sit and search Amazon. And then even when you do, are you gonna get it at a good price? The answer is probably no. So I found a straight up dupe for it, and I'm talking about the Hailey's Beauty Refine Prime Foundation Primer. This stuff is golden. If you just put a little bit of this over those large pores, I mean, it's almost like they disappear from your face. It just creates a really nice smooth canvas for your makeup to just glide over, and I just love this stuff. Most pore primers, or pore filling primers I should say, I feel like are drying. This one is not. So I feel like everybody can use this. Oh, it's just so good, you guys. I can't be without it. Of course, that's why I made it in this video, you know. So the next one is foundation. Again, this was super hard for me. There's so many foundations in my collection that I feel like I can't live without. This one was actually a new discovery for me in 2019 when it launched. And it is, of course, by Revolution. And this is the Conceal and Glow. This is my backup. I'm almost finished with the original one that I purchased, and I know that I can't be without this. This is one of the only drugstore foundations in my collection that I can apply to the face. It looks like my skin, it's nice and dewy, and it doesn't sit in any of my fine lines, like my smile lines. Everything sits in my fine lines. This one does not even, it does not crease on me, you guys. You can build this up to a nice medium high coverage. It's very weightless on the skin. I mean, need I say more? It's beautiful. I can't live without it. So, and for me, it's affordable. It's under $15, so essentially pretty much anybody could wear it. Moving on to the next product, guys, is concealer. And you guys know my concealer bin is crazy. It's crazy. I know. So this one, of course, again, was really hard for me. I'd say the majority of this was really hard for me. So I'm going to try to stop saying that. So one that I fell in love with in 2019 was also by Makeup Revolution, and it is one of their new sub-diaries, XX Revolution. So this is their XX, I can't remember the exact name for it, but it's amazing. And the reason that I like this is that it's pretty much full coverage, but it's got that nice bit of dewy glow without being greasy looking. Same with this foundation. It is not greasy looking. It's just beautiful, dewy, and makes you look youthful. Now, for this to be almost full coverage and still have that little bit of a dewy finish to it is just heaven for me. Moving on to the next product, we're going to talk about some powders. Again, I'm not even going to say it, but it was hard. So for under eye setting powder, I chose another product by Revolution. This is from their subsidiary Revolution Pro, and this is the Hydra Matte Loose Powder. Now the reason I chose this is because I was ride or die for this e.l.f. Ultra Sheer HD under eye setting powder. I can't find it anymore. So I have a little bit left and I'm like holding on to it for dear life. But this one is an exact dupe, only you get much more product. So this does the exact same thing as the e.l.f. one does. It's not drying, it doesn't crease. To me, this is not super matte. So it does feel really hydrating under the eyes, and I just love this powder. It's amazing. So what I did with powders is I had to choose a drugstore, and I allowed myself a high-end one as well. So for loose powder to set the entire face, I discovered this one in 2019 as well. And this one is by Zoeva, and this is the Skin or Authentic Skin Finishing Powder in Remarkable. You guys, this stuff is so finely milled, it does not even look like you set your face with powder. It just sinks in so beautifully, and it almost like becomes one with your skin. And I can't help it. It's like $26, but I'm gonna buy it again. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the next product out of the way that is high end, and then we're gonna switch it over into drugstore. So you guys know I just discovered one, last month or the month before, and it's the Becca Light Shifter Finishing Veil. This stuff is so stunning. It does not look like you applied powder on your skin, and it literally just melts in and again becomes one with the skin. It's got a beautiful satin finish, and I hate to say it because it is kind of pricey, but when I run out, I'm gonna buy it again until I find a dupe, because this stuff is it's just so beautiful on the skin. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this stuff is amazing. So for drugstore, you guys know that I also discovered one when they launched, and I can't remember if it was 2020 or 2019, but I actually ordered a backup when I ordered the Revolution Conceal and Glow, because I've hit pan on this one and I couldn't bear to not have it in my collection anymore, because like the powders that I just talked to you about, this does not look like you set your face with powder at all. It's very lightweight, it's very finely milled, and it just glides across the skin and then sinks in, and it looks like your skin. This is the Revolution Pro CC Perfecting Powder. I purchased mine in Warm Maple, and it just, you guys, it's good. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, girl. You know, if I hit pan on something, it's good. So, love it, love it, love it. If you guys did not know, Revolution just recently launched a US website where they actually ship out of the US. If you want to save $10 off your first order, check the link down below in the description box. All right, guys, so for bronzer and highlighter, again, this was a tough one, and I didn't pick a high-end and a drugstore. I said, oh my gosh, if I keep doing this, we're going to be here all day. So for my bronzer, I did pick a high-end product, and I picked the Hula Bronzer in Caramel, and I've been waiting for a bronzer like this for ever and ever and ever. I will let you know after I purchased this, it was brought to my attention by one of you that the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in What Shady Beaches is an exact dupe, and I wore it side by side on my face. It's an exact dupe. So if you were wanting to try this one, don't. But I'm saying, for me, I really, really like it. I'm willing to splurge a little bit, and it's just so creamy, so seamless. I love Hula's or Benefits bronzers, you guys. The Hula ones is where it's at. All right, so for highlight, again, I did pick a drugstore loose highlighter, and I know you guys got sick of me talking about it. I know you did. I raved about this and I can't quit wearing it still. So the Wet n Wild loose highlighter in I'm So Lit. To me, this looks good on every skin tone. You get tons of product, guys. What is this, $5-6? This is gonna last you for years and years. And again, I just think it looks beautiful on everybody. I've worn this as highlight, eyeshadow. It's beautiful. So, and it's super affordable. You can't beat that. All right, so moving into mascara products. I picked a primer as well as a regular mascara. So I know you guys are gonna know that, and I don't remember, some of you might remember, but L'Oreal Voluminous primer used to be my all-time favorite until I found this. This is the Aoa Studio Primer Mascara. I just love everything about this wand. What happens is when you're going through the lashes, it literally like fits each lash and it just coats it so nicely with the primer, and it just really makes your lashes so full, you guys. And this stuff is $1, so had to pick that. So the next one is by Essence, and this is the Lash Princess False Lash Effect. The reason I picked this is because I am head over heels for the Benefit Bad Gal Bang, and to me, this is pretty much a dupe. I have not purchased that one. The wand is slightly different, as this is a bristled wand, but the Benefit Bad Gal Bang is a more plastic wand, but this literally gives me the same effect for half the price. So definitely cannot live without this. I actually need to purchase another one because I'm almost done with this. So for eye primer, for me this was a no-brainer. Though it was hard not to go with the Believe Beauty because I just love it so much. And it's actually more convenient because that one is a wand and this one is potted. But this is my third one of these. I have a backup in my drawer because I can't be without it. This is the Revlon. This is the Revolution Pro Eye Elements in Central. It's one of the most creamy eye primers I have ever used, and it never fails me. My eyeshadow lasts all day long, whether I'm using drugstore or high-end. It's just super creamy and so easy to use, and I just love it. Again, this is my third one, and I mean, it pretty much speaks for itself. This is only $6, and it's just an amazing product. Oh, I forgot to mention it does come in more shades. So the next product that I'm going to talk to you guys about is a color corrector. This is a recent discovery for me as well. I believe this was late last year, so probably around November. It's the Amoris My Before End Color Corrector in Peach. Now, I did pick up several colors from them, but this is the one that I tend to always reach for. And it just really helps to get rid of those under eye circles and make me look more awake. So, love this. And it's nice and hydrating. All right, you guys. So, let's talk about some brow products because I feel like this was tough too. So, for brow products, my favorite potted eyebrow product is from the drugstore, and it's super affordable. It's another one of those products that is multi-use. So you can use this as a brow pomade or you can use it as a gel eyeliner. And the reason I picked this is because it is a dupe for the Anastasia Dip Brow, but so much more affordable. This is the e.l.f., I think, Locket eyebrow and liner. But anywho, this is in espresso. I think this is around $6, and it's just so long lasting, you guys. This stuff is almost, I think it's waterproof is what it claims. I can't remember, but this does not budge once I put it on. And what I like about this is that you can take the tiniest amount of this and then, sorry guys, I use my cap to kind of just wipe the excess off, and then you can go in there and start to get those hair-like strokes, you know what I mean? Just easy to work with, and again, it's multi-use, so I try to pick products that could be used for more than one thing. So the other product that I picked is an eye pencil. This one I also kept super affordable. It's only $1. The reason I chose this is because it is a dupe, in my opinion, the closest dupe that I have found to the Hourglass Arch Brow, and this is $25 less. So this is the Aoa Slim Brow, and this one is actually in dark brown, but when I repurchase these, I'm actually going to purchase them in ebony, just because I feel like it'll match my brows a little bit better. And I love this, you guys. It just gives the most natural brow effect, glides through the brows. You can get those nice hair-like strokes, and has a great spoolie, and it's only $1, so why not? So for eyeliner, I have raved about this product since I've been on YouTube, and I'm never without it. I actually have 2 backups in my backup drawer because I go through these like crazy. I discovered this, gosh, probably about 7 or 8 years ago. I actually used this product. No, it's been longer than that, because I believe I used this when I lived in Texas, and that was a long time ago. So this is the Rimmel Exaggerate Waterproof Eye Definer, and I always pick mine up in rich brown. What I love about this is it's so creamy. It literally just glides across your eyes, and it's super pigmented and rich, but it blends out with this little blender like a dream, and it just really can give you that nice smoky effect. So you could use this on the waterline. It does not budge. This will last you through tears, sweat, more tears, sweat, and more tears, okay? It's also got a little pencil sharpener right here where you can keep sharpening it and whatnot. A very tiny bit of this goes a long way, guys, and this stuff is not budging. Even when you go to remove your makeup, you're gonna have to go an extra little step to get this off because it's that good. And these are under $5. So for a brow gel, this was very, very difficult for me, and I'm gonna be honest. The reason is I actually found a high-end one that I love. It's just the shade of it matches my brows perfectly. I'm actually wearing it today. But to keep it super affordable and think realistic, I picked the one that I love the most that is clear, and this is the Believe Beauty Eyebrow Styling Gel. I love the wand on it. It's super, super tiny. It really allows you to get in there and just set your brows beautifully. My brows last in place all day with this. I think this one is actually out, so I'll be repurchasing this. Oh, and it does not make your brows crunchy. Who wants a crunchy brow? Girl. All right, guys, so for the last base product, I do want to talk to you about shade adjusters. Now, a lot of you will come to me and ask me how I get my foundation to match when the shades are off. What do I use? Because the ones you're finding and using are changing the formula, the finish, the consistency of your foundation. The one that I've been using literally since they launched is the Physicians Formula Shade Adjusters, and I love this, you guys. This is my brand new one, by the way. I love this though because it comes in a 2-pack. It's like $12, but so worth it. So basically you're paying $6 each, which is not bad for a shade adjuster, especially when it's not going to change the formula, the texture, the consistency, the finish of your product. All it does is adjust the shade. You only need a tiny bit. You just start out with little drops, mix it in to your liking. You get a deepener, and then you also get a lightener. So great products. It'll be linked down below. And this is like my 3rd or 4th pack of these. I always have these in my collection. I can't be without them. All right, guys, so my battery's going down. I'm going to speed it up for the last few products. My all-time favorite lip liner, aside from the Jordana Rockin' Rose, is the Jante Bleu Spice. And it's just a beautiful liner that just goes with everything to me. It's my perfect nude. These are only $5 and I love them. So for a dollar store lipstick, my favorite is the Satin, I think it's Satin Crush by Believe Beauty, and this is in Moroccan Spice. It's just my perfect nude from the dollar store. These are only like a couple bucks. So sorry guys, the battery died, so I'm gonna talk really, really fast, but I love this lipstick. So then my perfect nude that is high end is from Artist Couture, and this is the Artist Couture lipstick in Adore Me. This is my favorite nude. And the reason I picked this one, I love the formula and it lasts all day long pretty much on the lips. And when it wears off gracefully, not patchy. It's very lightweight on the lips, very moisturizing. All right, guys, so my batteries keep dying in my camera, so we're going to finish this up on the phone. What I was saying is I love... Where did you go? Where did you go? MILANI. Is that I love the Artist Couture lipstick in Adore Me. Now, if I was needing to make it more nude and I could only pick this one, I'll just lighten it up with some eyeshadows or a highlighter or something like that. So again, pick products that are versatile. You could also use concealer and just pop it in the middle. Pop, pop, pop. Alright, so for my drugstore lipstick, my favorite is the Wet n Wild newly reformulated matte lipsticks. And my favorite shade is Cinnamon Spice. And to me, it's just my perfect kind of, I'm here. I love this shade. I feel good. I feel confident. I feel sexy when I wear this shade. It's only a couple dollars. I mean, literally like $3. And I just think that it looks really nice with my skin tone. And I feel like I can wear this shade with so many looks. And it's super affordable. So, my next product is a drugstore product as well. And this is if I could only keep one liquid lipstick. Now, again, this was very hard. You guys know I'm a die-hard core Profusion fan. I guess I could have used those. They're indie. They're more indie brand. Anywho, I picked the Maybelline Matte Ink Superstay in Amazonian Clay. I'm actually wearing it today. And this is I've had this in my collection for years. Obviously not this one, but just keep repurchasing it. And I love it because to me the shade goes with everything. And to me these are super affordable. Pick them up at Walmart. Pick them up at CVS when they are on sale and things like that. There's the shade right there, guys. These last all day long on the lips. And when they wear away, I feel like it's literally hours and hours and hours. Like, I swear you could get by with this for like 8 to 10 hours. I'm just saying. So for lip gloss, I'm kind of a lip gloss snob. I love drugstore lip gloss. Rimmel Lip makes some of my favorite lip glosses in the Stay Glossy. However, you guys know that I am very partial to my Buxom lip glosses. And I think it is that mint in there that kind of gives that tingling sensation. I feel like my lips are just popping like Jay-Z when I'm wearing it. And so I usually purchase them when they're on sale. I'm not going to pay $21 for a lip gloss. But I did have to pick my Ride or Die, which is in the shade Dolly. And for me, this shade is almost like My Lips, but better. And I've had this in my collection since I got a trial size. And I think I either got it from when I had the Sephora subscription box or Ipsy, one of the two. But I have not been without it since then. And I've actually branched out and tried more shades. So that's my lip gloss for if I could only keep one. Now, you guys, I know this video was a little bit longer than Kelly's. You guys know I talk too much. And there's so many products that I feel like, oh my gosh, if I had to only pick one, you know, this actually gave me anxiety to do this. And I know to some people that's kind of like, wow, you're a little dramatic. But when makeup is like your thing, like your hobby, and then, you know, if it's what you do and what brings you joy, then if you have to think like you can only keep one, it's just, I don't know, you kind of, I mean, I had a blast filming the video, but to think like I could only keep one was like, oh shit. So yeah, guys, I had a blast filming this. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. I want to know, what are your top 6 products that you would keep out of your makeup collection if you could only keep one? Like, what are those ride or die products that you have to have, but you can only keep 6? Got your minds rolling and your brain turning and twisting, don't I? Alright, guys, so I'm super excited to read what you guys can't live without. I would love to do more videos like this, so, I mean, definitely let me know if there's some other videos similar to this that you want to do. Be sure to check out Kelly's channel if you're not already subscribed. She is gorgeous, super sweet, and she's just so much fun. I love her channel. She does all kinds of videos like this. She's very consistent in her uploads, and I think that you guys will really enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for the day, but before I go, I want to say if you're new here, please stick around, hit that subscribe button and the bell. That way you're notified each time I upload. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please, guys, give it a big thumbs up. We are trying to get back in the algorithm. That way we can grow our community. We have an amazing community here. I'm so, so proud of the community that we've created here. Everybody gets along so well. I've noticed a lot of you had made friends with each other, and it just brings me so much joy. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you are. If no one's told you today, remember, you rock, you are awesome, you are beautiful, and I love you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.